at the parish level straight to the community level. So for example, if he will be visiting a particular area, he will speak to someone from the parish disaster committee, to include myself, where we will get assistance from community members so that the project can be successful.
And the retrofitting project in the parish could be described as successful because not only have residents got new roofs, a stronger sense of community has developed, and Geraldine can vouch for that.
The experience here was very nice, and the community, they have a community spirit that they work together, and that was good. Regardless, I did not get anything to work on my house. I still enjoy what happened.
The PDC coordinator has seen it too.
I really see the synergy, even in terms of there being tour guides, in terms of identifying the beneficiaries and so on. I see the synergy. They're really interested. The project is a good one.
Hurricanes are likely to occur at any time, and we're still in the hurricane season, so be prepared. And pick up a copy of the Safe Roof Retrofit booklet. Call ODPEM at 928-511124 or visit the parish offices. Join us next week as we continue to look at projects in the ODPEM DFID Tropical Storm Gustav Recovery Program.
Water coming to me roof. You shoulda make it hurricane proof. That's right. If you know one hurricane come blow off your roof, you have to make it hurricane proof. Yeah, tell you see the water where you did have to sweep out hurricane proof roof could have keep.
If you live in any of these communities in eastern Jamaica, it's likely you've benefited or know someone who has from the Tropical Storm Gustav Recovery Program.
Fly out, migrate without a visa. Hurricane.
This is a project of the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, and the Department for International Development, DFID. The recovery program has not only set out to retrofit roofs to make them more resilient to high winds and torrential rains, but to ensure that you learn as your roofs are rebuilt. So what have you learned?
Come lift off your roof, you have to make it hurricane proof. Hear this? No, I is living proof that you must have your hurricane proof your roof. Me lose my roof.
The secret to making your roof hurricane proof lies in the construction.
As you speak to carpenters and builders, once you mention disaster, they tell you about hurricane straps. They tell you about holding on. What I'm not hearing coming through are the other techniques, the collar ties, the using of the hold-down bowls, and making sure that your fascia and those things that are critical for the holding of the roof. I'm not hearing that surface as much as I'm hearing the hurricane straps.
Roofs are usually held together by 5 major connections, and these connections are between the wall plate and the walls, the rafters and the wall plate, the ridge board and the rafters, and the roof sheets or shingles and the lats.
There are 5 priority activities you should carry out to safeguard your roof against hurricanes. Priority 1. Increase the number of zinc nails or screws that you use to hold down the sheeting. Make sure there is one every other corrugation along the edge of the roof and 1 in 3 for the middle. Remember to use fillets.
If you've had your nails pop up, just to go back through your roof and just put a bit of flash band on the head of those nails will keep them from popping up and actually keep the timbers underneath from rotting. So you're saving, just with simple cost, you're able to save an entire roof.
Priority 2. This may involve putting on more laths. Check that they are not more than 2 feet 6 inches apart. Closer laths give more places to put in zinc nails. Not only that, closer laths put less stress on the nails holding the lath to the rafter. Priority 3. Neaten up the edge of the sheeting, as this is where it often starts to come off. Put in the edge boards, wood or metal cover strips. Use extra zinc nails where the roof overhangs the wall.
most people don't think about hurricane straps until a hurricane comes in.
Priority 4. Ensure hurricane straps hold down each rafter where it passes the wall plate. Check to see that the ones near the corners don't get missed. Priority 5. If your wall plate is held down by bent wall steel, has joints or has termite or rot, strap it down to the wall over the top or strap the rafters to the wall bypassing the plate. Priority 6. Fit collar ties between every other pair of rafters to hold together the two sides of the roof. The wind will try to lift and separate the two halves. ODPEM, through the Tropical Storm Gustav Recovery Program's public education campaign, wants Jamaicans to know how to properly build timber roofs.
Well, there are two ways we can see the benefits coming through for the self-help processes, and a lot of that exists still in the rural communities where persons try to work on the house themselves. They may have a basic knowledge of construction and try to get on the roof, try to build the homes. This will provide them with specialized information as to how to do it and how to do it well. They, the beneficiaries now, or the persons who would have paid a carpenter to build a house, now have an understanding of what to look for, whether or not fillets are there, the spacing of the rafters, the design of the roof, or whether or not hurricane straps are put in place. So you benefit in two ways from this public education campaign.
Over the past 15 years, Jamaica has seen an increase in the frequency and intensity of hurricanes. Timber roofs are particularly vulnerable, so you need to know. Join us again next week as we continue to look at the work taking place rebuilding and retrofitting in the ODPEM DFID Tropical Storm Gustav Recovery Program.
Water coming to me roof. You shoulda make it hurricane proof. That's right. You know one hurricane come blow off your roof.
Gustav might not have been a hurricane, but the tropical storm brought winds that caused devastation worthy of one. When the rains and the winds ceased, over 2,000 households were severely affected in the eastern end of the island. 400 houses were totally destroyed and another 1,500 severely damaged. The elderly, disabled persons and pregnant women were among those severely affected and who had very little or nothing with which to put the pieces of their homes back together. The needs of the 400 were dealt with by the government. The needs of the other householders are being addressed by ODPEM through the Tropical Storm Gustav Recovery Program. However, the program would not be possible without the assistance of the Department for International Development, DFID. Two of the organization's representatives went on tour with ODPEM recently to check on the progress being made. We caught up with them at Crystal City in St. Thomas.
The work that DFID does is about reducing poverty, and this was a catastrophic event that destroyed so many people's houses, their livelihoods, and we thought that it was very important to be able to contribute to the international effort to help the people whose houses have been destroyed by Hurricane Gustav.
DFID manages the United Kingdom's aid to poor countries. £500,000, approximately 70 million Jamaican dollars, is being pumped into the Tropical Storm Gustav Recovery Program. While the project primarily seeks to retrofit roofs, in extreme cases, housing units are provided for the most vulnerable. The house being worked on belongs to Winston Scott. He's lived in Crystal City for some time now and has been affected by every storm and hurricane that have hit.
Well, the last time when Ivan blew, it blew down flat, mash up and everything. So, as someone could help me, I forget from some people to really make it up back that run away. Yeah, and the next one come blow it and gust and shake it up. That should be true again. So when rain fall, the breeze blow in the water upon me. And the top come from the top, I have to move the bed in the middle.